Hi there, it's Julia. How are you doing? I wanted to talk to you about this YouTube channel. So as you noticed, I'm talking about art, contemporary art specifically, and art history, museums, and so far and so on. So it is indeed very important to talk about the subjects, but I decided maybe we can actually switch to talk about the information that we receive in order to talk about art. So basically to talk about books. You see, for the last 2 years I am working on my dissertation, and for my research I have to read a lot of books, and I thought, well, that's a great opportunity to share this information with you so you can actually learn it by yourself. Because of course it is great when you go to the museum and you got a tour guide who explains you everything, and or you go to YouTube and somebody explains you what the specific artwork means. But at the same time, it's so wonderful to explore it by yourself, and one of the main resources for that is art books or art historical books. So for the next videos you can expect me explaining the books that I read, that I collect, that I have, that I buy, about art, art history, and any relevant subjects. So yeah, I hope you will enjoy it, and I'll begin today with the books that I purchased during my last trip. I recently traveled to Amsterdam and had a wonderful opportunity to do two of my favorite activities: visiting museums and buying some new books. And today I wanted to share with you the books that I purchased, and I wanted to show you what I bought in this wonderful tote. So this is actually back from the Stedelijk Museum, which is the Museum of Modern and Contemporary Art. You can imagine I went there. But actually that was not the first museum that I visited. So now I'll show you the museum that I visited first. Was the Rembrandt House Museum, and there I bought this, I don't want to call it a brochure, a museum brochure, because it's too comprehensive, I think. So I guess it's like a guidebook into the museum. And the reason that why I went there and why I bought this little book is because my PhD research is about the artist studios, well, mainly contemporary art studios, but I also look into the history of the studios and how some of them, especially famous ones, became the museums, and the Rembrandt House is one of the examples. So obviously that was the first museum I went to in Amsterdam, and I couldn't miss the opportunity to buy some written resource that I might use in my research. So this is the first book that I wanted to share with you. After that, we went to a wonderful bookstore of the used books. I think it is called Used English Books, although they gave us like a receipt and then the book mark, and on the bookmark it's called book exchange. So I'm not sure how they officially called, but on Google you can find the link below. They are under the title of the Used English Book. So there I found the edition of Moby Dick. I recently also traveled to Moscow and met a good friend of mine who said that he read this book several times, and he said it's so magical and wonderful. I thought, yeah, I should take it and perhaps I will have an opportunity later this year to read it. We'll see about that. And finally I went to Stedelijk Museum, and I bought these two books. So first was Untranslatable Terms of Cultural Practices, a Shared Vocabulary. So this book consists of several chapters, and each chapter is dedicated to one untranslatable word. I see here, for example, one is from like Russian and Ukrainian language, гостеприимство, so I'm looking forward to it. And actually I'm looking forward to read about all of these words. They look fantastic. I mean, I've never heard of them. So yeah. And as an art history student, I couldn't miss this book that I found on the shelf of the Stedelijk Museum, which is called The Books That Shaped Art History. So of course several of them mentioned inside this book I was obliged to read during my studies, and yeah, but I'm sure that I will learn more because it consists not only like famous art historical books from Germany, but also from England and other countries. So I think I can learn something new from this book, and I'm looking forward to it. So as you can see, I purchased just 4 books, and well, I know that's not a huge amount of books, but I'm actually on the book diet. I trying to buy less and less books because well, I have too many of them, and I sometimes just don't have time to read it. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do next month. The whole September is like my reading month, and I'm going to consume more and more books, and I hope I will share with you what I learned. So yeah, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed that, and let me know in the comments if you're reading something interesting on art history, or perhaps some biography of the artist. I really enjoyed reading those. So yeah, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye!